outward invoice number, because when you sell goods, goods goes out from the business. So outward invoice number. Name of the customer, because we are going to sell to our customer. So name of the customer, ledger folio as well as amount. Mr. Keshav bought goods from us for rupees 7,000 on credit. So Keshav has bought goods from us in the sense what? We have sold to Keshav. What is the amount of sales return happened? That is 1,300. Hello everyone, I am Harshita, lecturer, Department of Commerce, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. My dear students, today we are in the second session of Unit 3 of the subject Fundamentals of Business Accounting, and the Unit 3 is all about subsidiary books. So already we have discussed 2 of the subsidiary books. So let us quickly recall what we have discussed in a previous session. So in a previous session, I have covered this topic, that is we have learnt about purchases book as well as purchase returns book. So these are the 2 important subsidiary books where we have learnt what is the meaning of purchase book, what is the format of purchase book, and we had solved few problems on purchases book. In the same way on purchase returns book also. In today's session, we shall continue with few more subsidiary book, that is sales book or sales journal. So let us see what type of transactions we have to record in the sales book. So all the credit sales of goods. So here also all the credit sales of goods are recorded in the sales book, and no other cash transactions, that is cash transactions relating to goods, are not recorded in the sales book. Only credit sales of goods, and not even the asset also, that is fixed asset. Only credit sales of goods has to be recorded in the sales book or sales journal. So sales book is also called as sales day book. So what it is called as? It is also called as sales day book. Now we shall see a few of the note relating to sales book. So if you see the first one, cash sales are recorded in the cash book. So of course all the cash transactions will be recorded in the cash book. Other purchases or other purchases as well as sales such as sale of machinery, building, etc. are recorded in the cash book if sold for cash. So, suppose if the goods, for example, if the fixed asset like machinery, furniture or any other land which is being sold for cash, it will be recorded in the cash book. Suppose if it is sold for credit, then it will be recorded in the journal proper. So, same as your purchase book, here also only credit sale of goods will be recorded. At the same time, only credit sales of goods, not any other assets. If any asset is sold on credit basis, it will be recorded in the journal proper. If it is sold on cash basis, then we'll record in the cash book. So this is about sales book or sales journal. Now we shall see the format of sales book. So write the heading sales book, and you know the format, that is date. Whereas in purchase book it is inward invoice number, whereas in sales book you have to write outward invoice number. So in purchase book it is inward invoice number, whereas in sales book it should be outward invoice number. In purchase book it is name of the supplier, whereas in sales book it is name of the customer. Next, ledger folio amount. So this will be the format of sales book, that is date, outward invoice number, because when you sell goods, goods goes out from the business. So outward invoice number. Name of the customer, because we are going to sell to our customer. So name of the customer, ledger folio as well as amount. So this will be the format of sales book. Now moving on to the problems. So we shall solve few problems so that you can clearly understand how we have to prepare the sales book. So from the following transaction, prepare sales book. So they have given the date as well as certain transactions where they are asking us to prepare the sales book. Now go through the first one. 1/2/2017 sold goods to Navya. So here also they have sold goods on credit basis because they have given the name of the person and there is no word called cashier. So in the sense it is been sold on credit. So 1/2/2017 sold goods to Navya. How much? Rupees 8,000. So how do you record in your sales book? So go through the solution, write the heading sales book, and you know the format, date, outward invoice number, name of the customer, ledger folio as well as amount. Now, the first date is 1/2/2017. There is no outward invoice number in the transaction, so let it be blank. Next, name of the customer. So, name of the customer is Navya. So, write name of the customer. Ledger folio column will be blank, and what is the amount? So, amount is 8,000. So, write 8,000 in the amount column. Now, coming to the next one, 14/2/2017, sold goods to Shalini. So, here name of the customer is Shalini. So, how do you write? Write the date 14/2/2017. There is no outward invoice number and name of the customer is Shalini, and what is the amount? Amount is 2,000. So, write the amount 2,000. Now, coming to the third transaction, that is 17/2/2017, sold goods to Kaushik. So, this is also on credit basis. So, write the date 17/2/2017 and there is no outward invoice number. So, let it be blank and name of the customer is Kaushik, and what is the amount? Amount is 12,000. So, write the amount 12,000. In the same way, coming to the fourth transaction, that is 20/2/2017, invoice sent to Kavya. So, what do you mean by that? So, since we have sold goods, so we have sent invoice to Kavya. So, it is also selling of goods and the name of the customer is Kavya. So, who is the customer? Kavya. So, how do you write? 20/2/2017. There is no outward invoice number. They have not given and the name of the customer is Kavya. And what is the amount? Amount is 1,600. So, write the amount 1,600. Now, coming to the next transaction, that is 29/2/2017. Ronika bought goods from us. In the sense, she has purchased, but what we have done? We have sold goods to her. So, 29/2/2017, outward invoice number is nil and name of the customer is Ronika, and what is the amount? So, amount is 1,900. So, write 1,900. Now, what you have to do? So, you have to total all the amount so that you get the balance of sales book, that is 25,500. So, this is how you are going to prepare the sales book. Now, moving on to the next problem. From the following transaction, prepare sales book for the month of Feb 2018 on the books of Priyanka Traders. So, they have given certain transaction where they are asking us to prepare the sales book. Same as your earlier problem. Now, go through the first transaction. Feb 5th 2018, sold 4 bags of wheat flour at ₹500 each to Ashoka Hotel. Now, this is a credit transaction. So, how do you write? Go through the solution. Write the heading sales book. What is the format? Date, outward invoice number, name of the customer, ledger folio as well as amount. Now, what is the date? Feb 5th 2018. There is no outward invoice number, so it is dash, and name of the customer is Ashoka Hotel. So, Ashoka Hotel. But what is the amount? They have not given the amount directly. They have told 4 bags of wheat flour at ₹500. So, how do you write? 4 into 500. So, this is how you are going to calculate. In the sense, they have sold 4 bags. Each bag carries 500 rupees. So, 4 into 500. So, that is 2,000. In the same way, moving on to the next transaction, Feb 12th, sold 2 boxes of spices. So, 2 into 800. So, 800 per box to Amar on account. So, they have given Amar on account. So, name of the customer. So, Feb 12th, there is no outward invoice number. Name of the customer is Amar. So, how do you calculate? 2 into 800. So, how much? That is 1,600. Now, moving on to the next transaction, that is Feb 18th, Vikas bought from us. Vikas have purchased from us, but what we have done? We have sold to Vikas. So, Vikas bought from us 5 kg coffee powder at ₹700 per kg, but there is a trade discount at 8%. So, how do you write? Feb 18, there is no outward invoice number. So, name of the customer is Vikas. So, 5 into 700. So, 5 kg at ₹700 each. So, 5 into 700. So I'll get 3,500. But there is a trade discount of 8%. So 3,500 into 8%. So you have to minus that 280. So 3,500 minus 280, you'll get 3,220. Now moving on to the next transaction, Feb 20th, sold to Hema 5 kgs of sugar at rupees 35 per kg for cash. So they have given the word cash here. So what do you mean by that? It is a cash transaction, but whether we will record the cash transaction in the sales book or in purchase book, no, only credit transaction. So this cash transaction comes under cash book, but we have to write a note for that. Next, Feb 28th, sold 4 bags of rice at rupees 3,000 per bag to Rajesh. So, Feb 28th, there is no outward invoice number. Name of the customer is Rajesh. So, what is the amount? 3,000 into 4. That is 4 kg, 4 bags of rice at rupees 3,000 per bag they have given. So, 3,000 into 4 will get 12,000. Now we have to total everything, so that will get the total balance of sales book, that is 18,820. But we have to write a note for the transaction what you have left here, that is Feb 20th. Goods sold to Hema for cash on Feb 20th is not recorded in the sales book because it is, or it will be recorded in the cash book because it is a cash transaction. Whereas in sales book we will record only credit transaction. So this is how we are going to prepare your sales book. Moving on to the next one more problem. Enter the following in the day book or sales book. So we have to prepare sales book and record these transactions. Now go through the first one. November 5th, 2019. Sold to Mr. Ravi for rupees 6,000 on credit. So it is a credit transaction. We have to record in the sales book. So how do you record? Write the heading sales book. And what is the format? Date, outward invoice number, name of the customer, ledger folio as well as amount. So what is the first date? November 5th. So November 5th, there is no outward invoice number. So let it be dash, and name of the customer is Mr. Ravi. So write the customer name Ravi, and what is the amount they have directly given, that is 6,000. Okay, moving on to the next one, November 8th, Mr. Keshav bought goods from us for rupees 7,000 on credit. So Keshav has bought goods from us in the sense what? We have sold to Keshav. So write the date, that is November 8th. There is no outward invoice number. Name of the customer is Keshav, and what is the amount? So amount is how much? It is 7,000. Next transaction, that is November 14th, credit sales to Mr. Arjun rupees 10,000 and trade discount at 2%. So they have given the trade discount, so we have to minus that trade discount. So November 14th, there is no outward invoice number and the name of the customer is Arjun and the amount they have given is 10,000, but there is a trade discount of 2%. So less trade discount, 10,000 into 2%, so you'll get 200. So 10,000 minus 200, 9,800 will be written in the outer column. Moving on to the next one, that is November 12th, sold goods to Amul for cash. So they have mentioned the word cash here, but whether we will record cash transaction, no. So it comes under cash book. So we have to write a note for it. Next, November 19th, credit sales to Mr. Danu for rupees 4,500 and spent rupees 200 for transportation. So how do we write? November 19th. That is, there is no outward invoice number, but what is the name of the customer? Danu. So write the name of the person. Next, they have given 4,500 and spent rupees 200. So 4,500 plus 200 you have to add. So how much it is? 4,700. So we are done with all the transaction, but we have to write a note at the end of the sales book. Now you have to total. So total, if you total all the amount, you will get 27,500. So how to write a note? That is, sold goods to Amul for cash is not recorded in the sales book. We will record in the cash book because it is a cash transaction. Whereas in sales book, we will record only credit transactions. So this is how, and the note can be in your own words. So this is how you are going to record your sales book. Now, the next subsidiary books is sales returns book. So let us see what type of transactions we have to record in sales returns book. So here the word itself tells that sales return, in the sense we have already sold and the customer is returning us back. So such type of transactions are recorded in sales returns book. So this book is used to record the return of such goods as were sold to the customer on credit basis. So if we have sold goods to the customers on credit basis and if they are returning us back, so such type of transactions are recorded in sales returns book. So this book is also known as what? Return inward book. Why it is called as return inward book? Whereas purchase returns book is called as return outward book, because we had already purchased and we are returning it out. Whereas sales return book is called as return inward book because we had already sold and we are returning in to the business. So return inward book. So hope you are clear with the meaning of sales returns book. Now moving on to the format of sales returns book. So how do you write the sales returns book? Only few changes you have to make. So your first column remains same, date. Whereas in purchase returns book it is debit note number. Whereas in sales returns book it is credit note number. So in purchase book it is debit note number. Here it is credit note number and name of the customer. In purchase returns book it is name of the supplier. Whereas here it is name of the customer, ledger folio as well as amount. So this is a simple format of sales returns book. Now we shall directly go through few small problems on sales returns book. So prepare return inward journal. Inward journal means what? It is sales returns book from the following transaction. So we shall go through the transaction and immediately we shall transfer to sales returns book. So, moving on to the first transaction, 4th November 2016, Sana Traders returned goods worth how much? 1,900. So, how do we write this? Sana Traders. So, we shall solve this. So, return inward journal or sales returns book. You know the format, date, credit note number, name of the customer, ledger folio as well as amount. So in particulars you will write name of the customer or you can just write particulars also. Okay, so first date is 4th November 2016. They have not given the credit note number, so let it be blank. And who is the customer? Customer is Sana Traders. So write Sana Traders and what is the amount? Amount is 1,900. So write that 1,900. Next one, second transaction, that is November 10th, goods returned by Ajit Traders. In the sense sales return. So write the date November 10th. There is no credit note number and the name of the customer is Ajit Traders. So write the name and what is the amount of sales return happened? That is 1,300. So write 1,300. Now moving on to the next one, that is November 18th. Soumya Traders returned goods. So write the date, Soumya, that is November 18th and credit note number is dash, name of the customer, that is Soumya Traders. Then what is the amount? So the amount is 900. So write that amount. How much? That is 900. Next one, after that, so the next is November 28th, goods returned by Anusha Traders. So it is also credit transaction and it is a sales return. So write the date November 28th. So there is no credit note number and the name of the customer is Anusha Traders. So write that and what is the amount? Amount is 1,000. So write the amount in the amount column 1,000. Now moving on to the last transaction, that is November 30th, Navya Traders returned goods. It's nothing but sales return. So November 30th, there is no credit note number. Name of the customer is Navya Traders. And what is the amount? So amount is 3,400. So we are done with all the transactions. Now we have to total the balance of sales returns book. If you total all the amount, you'll get 8,500. So this is a balance of sales returns book. So hope you are clear how we have to solve this problem. Now moving on to the next problem, prepare sales returns book of the following, that is from the following transaction. So we have to prepare sales returns book. So if you see the transaction, so the first one is April 15th, goods returned by Rohit Traders. Now name of the customer is Rohit Traders. So what they have returned? 2 kits book at rupees 60 each. So how do we calculate? 2 into 60. Next, 1 story book at rupees 50 each. So 1 into 50. So you have to multiply, then total it, then write in the outer column. So we shall see the solution, that is sales returns book. So date, credit note number, name of the customer, ledger folio as well as amount. As usual, the format remains same. Now write the date, April 15th. They have not given credit note number. Now name of the customer, that is Rohit Traders. So write name of the customer. Then you have to make this calculation, 2 into 60 as well as 1 into 50. So 2 into 60 is 120, 1 into 50 is 50. So add both and write the amount in the amount column, that is 170. In the same way, for the next transaction also, April 22nd, goods returned by Mega Stationaries. So name of the customer is Mega Stationery. 5 color books at rupees 30 each. So 5 into 30. So how do I write? April 22nd, there is no credit note number. Mega Stationery is 5 into 30. So what is the amount? That is 150. In the same way, next one, April 30th, goods returned by Arya Traders. So name of the customer is Arya Traders. 20 cards at rupees 10 each. So 20 into 10. Next, 5 notebook at rupees 30 each. So 5 into 30. Next, there is a 5% trade discount. You have to minus that 5% trade discount. So write the date, April 30th. So name of the customer is Arya Traders. 20 into 10. As well as 5 into 30. So, you'll get 350, but there is a trade discount of 2%. So, 2% in the sense you'll get 18. So, the total is 332. Next, what you do? You add all the amount in the amount column so that you can get that is total of sales return book. That is how much? 652. So, this is how we are going to calculate what? Sales returns book. In my next session, we shall solve a problem on subsidiary book where we are going to prepare all the subsidiary books together. So, we shall see what is the problem and how we have to solve that problem. So, that is problems on subsidiary books. So, in this whole unit, you are going to learn only about subsidiary books. So, my dear students, hope you have understood today's session. See you all in my next session with a new topic. Till then, take care. Thank you.